What if the smartest thing you could possibly say is, I don't know? Sounds totally backward, I know. But the book Beyond the Unknown makes this wild claim that leaning into what you don't know is actually the secret to getting smarter. So yeah, let's unpack that.
All right, so first things first, we got to talk about this major roadblock. They call it the knowledge illusion trap. And trust me, it's something every single one of us falls for, and it's what keeps us stuck.
So let me just ask you straight up, what do you think is the biggest thing holding you back from learning? Is it not having enough time or maybe not the right books or tools?
Well, the answer is probably not what you're thinking. And honestly, it's way closer to home than you'd imagine.
It's this thing called the illusion of knowledge. Basically, the second you think you've got something figured out, your brain just checks out. It stops listening. So here's the kicker. It's not actually ignorance that's the problem. It's thinking you know it all that slams the door on any new information coming in.
Okay, so for maybe the best example of someone who totally got this, we have to look at Charles Darwin. Seriously, this guy turned I don't know into his #1 superpower.
I mean, get this. After he came up with his theory for origin of species, he waited 20 years. 20! He had this world-changing idea, but he just sat on it for 2 whole decades. The question is, why?
Well, it's because his private notebooks were just full of scribbles like this one. He was constantly poking holes in his own work, always wondering, is this it? Is the picture really complete?
And this wasn't just some random thought he had. It was like his entire operating system. He was on a relentless hunt for his own blind spots, always trying to find the weak link in his own arguments.
Now, it's so important to get this right. This wasn't fear. It wasn't him being insecure or afraid of being wrong. No, for Darwin, this was all about accuracy. It was a deep, burning commitment to getting it right.
He basically became his own biggest critic. He didn't just sit around waiting for other scientists to poke holes in his theory. He tried to break it himself. He went looking for the very things that would disprove his work, because he knew that's the only way to make an idea truly strong.
Okay, so Darwin's a great story, but this isn't just some historical thing. Fast forward to today, and modern science is actually proving him right.
Just take a look at this. A brand new study from the APA found that when people in charge, like teachers, just admit, hey, I don't know the answer to that, it actually makes students more motivated. How cool is that? And then there's another one from Hazard University that found that the better you are at seeing your own limits, self-awareness, the faster you actually learn.
So what all this research is telling us is that real humility, it isn't passive. It's not about being shy or unsure of yourself. It's an active mindset. It's the engine that powers curiosity and exploration.
Okay, so we get the why. Now let's get practical. How do we actually do this? The book lays out a really simple 3-step toolkit for building this mindset yourself. All right, here we go. Step 1. Just assume you're missing something. No matter what the situation is, go in thinking there's more to the story. It automatically makes you a better listener. Number 2. Separate your identity from your opinions. Think of your ideas like tools in a toolbox. If one doesn't work, you just swap it out for a better one. No big deal. It's not you. And finally, step 3. Get in the habit of checking your assumptions. Just take a second and ask yourself, do I actually know this for a fact, or am I just guessing?
So, let's wrap this up. What this all boils down to is a huge shift in how we see things. It's about realizing that saying, I don't know, isn't the end of the conversation. It's the beginning of a really exciting one.
And you can really see the 2 different ways this can go, right? On one hand, you can use humility as an excuse. That just leads to you getting stuck, to stagnation. It's basically hiding. But then there's humility as an action. That's the Darwin way. And that path leads straight to curiosity, to growth. It's not about fear. It's about having the strength to find out what's real.
And I think this last quote from the book just nails it. The goal isn't to doubt absolutely everything. That would be exhausting. It's about doubting just enough to keep you curious, to keep you flexible, and to make sure you never stop growing.
So I'll leave you with this to chew on. To really get to that next level, what's one thing you're ready to be wrong about?